Hello and welcome again in the online lecture series of Workshop Technology of BTech Common Core Branches second semester. We are having MDU syllabus in our college, St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, and we are discussing the last section, the last unit of Workshop Technology, that is different types of weldings. So we have got right now the welding technologies, the basic understandings, what are the factors that are involved, and applications. All these we have different types of welding technologies we have been studying in in past 6 lectures. So right now we'll be talking about a remain over of this welding technology of this last section. So after that, we'll be winding up two in one or two more lectures. We'll be winding up the whole online series of this workshop technology. And after that, we'll be giving important questions and assignments. And hope all of you have got a basic understanding of the workshop technology. And still, if you have problems, you may get in touch with me at my phone number 9069360400. So right now we are talking about welding technologies. So this time we are going to talk about talking about pressure welding methods. In this, we talk. If you see the whole structure, we talked about how the heat of pulses is produced. So, just a quick review. So, this is the how. So, this is how we are getting. This is basic how we have produced the heat of pulses. First, we started heat of pulses, or the heat that is used to join two metals. So this heat we obtain by burning gas, by producing arc, by resistance, and by solid state welding. Four types are there. We have discussed gas welding and arc welding as well. But this time we will be talking about resistance welding and solid state welding. How heat is produced by application of resistance of in a circuit, electrical circuit, and then how solid state welding is done. So we talked about solid state welding, and in solid state welding we have discussed, we are going to discuss in solid state welding, will be talking about heat is produced, about heat is how heat is produced. So this is, we see this is how we can produce heat. This is the pressure welding methods. So in this, what we'll do, we will apply pressure in order to join two metals. So this is also called forge welding. And in this, there is in this method, little heat is applied, or normal heat is applied, and application is done by and this two are joined by application of hammer. So we can see, first we perform cleft, then these two metals are joined together by hammering together. This is called forge welding. Then we talked about friction welding. We did not elaborate at that point, but I gave the basic idea how friction welding works. So in this case, we have a detailed elaboration how the friction welding works. So we can see here we have to. This is, we have a machine similar to lathe, and in this we have a live center and dead center, and we have two chucks. One is chuck for live center, and then another holding device at the end of the dead center. So here what we do, we put the two parts that we have to weld on this machine, and this is basically live center, and the this way we rotate the live center at high speed, rubbing against the part that is stationary in dead center. So this right side portion is stationary and left side portion is rotating at high speed. So there will be a friction between two matching surfaces, and this will produce heat, and this heat is used as pulses or heat of welding. So when a heat is produced and friction heat due to friction, due to high friction. This is chuck at rotating at high speed, and when this is stationary and there is a friction, these two are rubbing against each other, and there is a friction, and this friction is producing heat. So when the heat is generated enough so that we can apply this heat to weld these two parts, so at that time what we do, we start uh, rotation of the stationary part also. So this way these two are rotating at the same speed and there is no relative motion, so there is no friction in between them, and they are rotating at a high speed and simultaneously they are compressed together. This is already fixed in the chuck, and this is compressed from here to here. So this way right to leftwards, so this way it is forming cleft, and these two will friction force and these two upset force. Once the required heat is produced by friction, these two are force is applied, upset force from the rightwards to the leftward, and this way this combines at a high speed, and when this is cold we open the chuck and take down the welded joints. So this is called friction welding, where we apply friction in order to weld. So these are the types of friction welding that we are not going into details. We can see, but we have explained that initially only one part is rotated. When the heat is produced, both parts are rotated, and this at the same time pressure is applied so that they fuse together and form. This is also called friction stir welding. In this case, we have a vertical arrangement rather than horizontal arrangement. This is also same thing, but in this case we are having vertical arrangement. This is solid state bond, fusion bond. These two are visible. Then main is in our syllabus is resistance welding. We'll be discussing resistance welding in detail. So resistance welding, as we know, when there is a current in circuit, heat is produced by, and that is given by I H equals I square RT. I is the current, R is the resistance, T is the time. So for how many time this is the heat is produced, the resistance, the heat is produced because of the resistance of the material. So resistance welding, and that resistance of material, that resistance to oppose the moving electrons, to oppose the current, the material develops heat because of electrons moving at a high speed and they collide with the particles of the metal. So there is a heat is produced, and this heat is utilized at heat of pulsance or heat of fusion. So this way we will be utilizing the heat produced by the electrical circuit. So this is a formula that is given, general heat generation formula for resistance welding. Quick, H equals I square RT. Then we have primary function electrodes. So we have already discussed all these things in arc welding. We are not going to discuss anymore. This is, we can see, spot welding process. The application of the resistance welding is spot welding, seam welding. So this is the spot welding process where we have two electrodes. One is cathode or another is anode, or at the same time if there is AC supply, the polarity will keep on changing. So when we have two plates that we have to weld, so in between we can see where we have two copper electrodes, and when there is when we have to weld, what we do, we push the both electrode from upper and lower direction. Basically the lower electrode is fixed and only upper electrode is movable. So when we put the plates that we have to weld, so after putting the plates we apply pressure, and this by the application of force, the top electrode is coming downwards and there is a contact between, and there is the circuit complete between the electrodes and workpiece, and this way the where from the electric current is passing at the joint, there is this is heat is produced, and this heat is utilized at heat of pulses or heat of fusion. So this is the way that spot welding is done. So spot welding is the application of resistance welding, and a spot at one spot two metals are welded together. So this way we can see, this is a schematic or diagram that we have seen. Initially the top electrode is far away and that is only movable, bottom electrode is not movable, and we can see, okay, so this is the electrode current path. Here we can show, here we can see the maximum current, the maximum heat is generated where the heat changes a surface. So at the mating surfaces there we have high heat, and this high heat is utilized as, then this height you can see, then these plates are welded and this high heat has is utilized for welding. Advantages: rapid operation, fully automated, any metal, any types of similar or dissimilar metals can be joined. Less operators are skilled, skilled operators are not required. A high degree of reliability and reproducibility. Then disadvantage: initial cost is high, only can be done for conductor materials. Maintenance required. Also, surface preparation required. Then we have another application is called seam welding, resistance seam welding. Sorry, this is quite similar to seam that we do on our clothes. So this is also the same, the phenomena is the same, and rather than passing current at a point, the whole seam or whole edges are sealed together, fused together. This is called seam welding, resistance seam welding, where we have two rollers, and in between two rollers the two metals that we have to join are moving. So two rollers are movable and current is passed through these rollers to this top roller, to this sheet and the bottom rollers. So when uh, this when we have to join two sheets, so that there is a large area, there is an edge to edge contact and we have to seal both the edges, then we use this type of resistance seam welding, in which for pressure vessels and for containers where we don't want any leakages, etc. So spot welding will not work there. This way we'll be having a complete sieve, a complete seam between the two mating surfaces. So between the two metals. So this way we can do upper electrode wheel, null or friction drive wheel. This is the driver that basically drives this one, and this is the lower electrode wheel, workpiece, and the throat. So we can see resistance seam welding. This is the diagram. You can see resistance seam welding, roller seam electrode, workpiece. This is welding transformer, and this is the application basically used in automobile tanks, etc., where we have to create pressure or we don't want to leakage, we don't want uh, any leakage, spillover or gas leakage is not allowed. So this is called seam welding. Okay, roll spot weld or overlapping seam weld, continuous seam weld. So three types of welding are there in seam welding. One is roll spot, overlap seam, and continuous seam. You can see resistance projection welding. Yes. Now another type of electric resistance is projection welding. In projection welding, we are already given the projection on the sheet that we are going to use. So this projection we apply, and this projection basically fuses between these two, and this has got more strength and use for application where we have to carry application based uh, application based accessories like nuts and bolts. Nuts are provided with extra projection and they basically melt and they basically fuse with the sheet, and this way the melt the nut are the part of the sheet, and so we can apply bolt on them rather than separate this. They become entire entity with the parent metal. So these are called projection welding, quite similar to resistance welding. Only difference is that the projection is given like this. We can see extra metal is given, and this extra metal fuses with the parent metal and supports and gives rigid rigid joint. So resistance butt welding, this is also same type of welding, like quite like friction welding. In these two, there is a stationary part, this is movable part, this will be coming to this, and there is a current between these two, and when these two are combined together, come surface to surface contact, their heat of pulses is produced between these two, and this way they force is applied in order to fuse together. So apply flash current and start resistance and flash welding. So this is resistance butt welding left side, and this is flash welding. You can see both are almost similar. Flash welding and resistance butt welding, you can see. So this is also called flash welding. Then upset and terminate current, these are flash butt welding. Upset welding, percussion welding, we are not going to uh, explain in detail because this is not generally asked. Percussion welding we have, but we have a electric circuit and work is together. We apply together, quite similar to projection welding or flash welding. The current is produced and these two are clubbed together, and this way we are having percussion welding, electrical, chemical, mechanical, friction, pressure, ultrasonic. Now I'll discuss slight about ultrasonic welding and other high energy performing HERF high energy rate formations. So these are the beams that have basically very high energy, like ultrasonic beams, like electron beams. They have very high energy. So they are, the heat produced by them is also used. Ultrasonic waves, and similarly uh, electron beams, laser beams, etc., are used for producing high energy, and they are used for producing high energy, and this high energy, this high heat is converted into the heat of fusion. So by application of these high energy performance beams, we can we can uh, produce any types of joints, and we can weld any metal. How thick is it, or how much melting temperature it has, we are not concerned about that. Any hard metal or any metal plates that have too much thickness can be welded by these high energy rate formances, high energy rate beams, ultrasonic beam and laser beam machines, laser beams, etc. So these are the same. These are the same. These work on the same pattern, and we are producing in heat on the basis of these high energy rate beams. So we can see this is a schematic for ultrasonic machining. We have this anvil, force we apply, these two plates are to be welded, then we have mass is kept, then sonotone tip, this is the transducer wedge that is basically producing ultrasonic machine, ultrasonic waves, and these waves are sonotrope. Sonotrope, that means these waves are passing through this solid part, and this solid is sonotrope, and this solid is applying pressure as well as heat on this weldment, welding joint, and anvil is there. So a force from bottom and a top is applied, clamping force, and these two are used for producing heat, and this way these two metals are joined together. Then this is ultrasonic welding mechanism. One, two, three, four. Four types of mechanism are there. One is holding, another is for producing ultrasonic, then another is applying force, and then another is holding the device. So these are four uh, components of ultrasonic: transducer, sonotode, anvil, and then we have holding device. So this is the ultrasonic welding mechanism. This is, we can see, the practical ultrasonic spot type welding machine. Advantages: it is no, it is applied and no melting occurs. Permits welding of the limitations. So in today's lecture, we have talked all about the welding. Only thing remains is advantages, application. Only thing remains advantages and disadvantages of different type of application that we have earlier studied. Welding defects we have not studied, so this time we'll be studying. In our next lecture, we'll be knowing welding types, soldering, and brazing. These three topics are left, and after that, we'll be concluding the whole workshop technology. So for the time being, I am saying bye. And if you have any queries or any misconceptions, you may get in touch with me at my number 9069360400. For the time being, I am signing off. Bye.